Hello everyone and welcome to the Credit Innovation Group new member webinar. My name is Gilbert Cawley and I'm the head of marketing for Credit Innovation Group, and today I'm going to go over the product that you just purchased and give you some expectations that you can set in the coming days, weeks, and months from the product that you just purchased. So we're going to begin today's session by just quickly reviewing the content for today's presentation. So first we're going to talk about the Credzy app. Now, it's important to understand that CIG and Credzy are two separate brands and businesses. So Credzy is a service that you sign up for before becoming a CIG member. In today's session, we'll explain what Credzy does and why it's such an important part of how you're going to create success with your CIG membership. Next, we'll get into the CIG specialist. Your specialist is the person that onboards you into your CIG membership. They also build your personalized map, which is the plan for how we're going to improve your credit profile and get you ready to qualify for an offer of credit. Then we'll get into how the CIG product works. This conversation begins with an explanation of your map and it transitions into our online portal. Now, the portal is the place that you'll go to monitor your credit reports, to see deletions of negative items, and to follow your progress through your map. Now, over the years of talking with CIG members, we've had thousands of conversations, and the most common question we get asked by far is, how long is this going to take? So today we're going to address that question in depth and help you set expectations for what the road ahead looks like. Then we'll talk about payments. Now, this might seem like a little bit of a bizarre place to go over a question like this, but it has a serious impact on how quickly you're going to get where you're trying to go. So we'll cover that impact briefly and explain the importance of managing your payment schedule proactively. Last, we'll finish up by going over our CIG community and how to participate in and interact with it. Then we'll go over some real-life examples of CIG customers who have achieved great success with their membership and realized their dreams and goals of home ownership. All right, so let's talk about the Credzy app. Now, Credzy is a paid service that is part of your monthly commitment to building the powerful credit profile that you're looking for. It's an essential part of what CIG does, even though it's a totally separate brand and business. The first thing that Credzy does is to provide what is called a Tri-Bureau credit report. The Tri-Bureau credit report is required in order for CIG to know what is on your credit already and what negative items need to be removed, as well as what other opportunities there are to help you build new, powerful, good credit. But that's just the beginning. Credzy does a whole lot more than that, than just provide credit reports, and we're going to talk about that in a little more depth here to help you understand how powerful it really is. Okay, so Credzy launched in 2024. The home dashboard shows that this is different from any other type of credit app. Now, the purpose of the dashboard is to help you see yourself the way that a lender will see you. Credit is the ability to leverage your capacity against your character to increase your capital. And the app is built to teach you how to do this. The Credzy app helps you remove the emotion from your credit profile so that you can see clearly and begin taking more effective action towards your financial goals. As you successfully reframe this in your mind, the way that you interact with the system will continue to improve and your overall financial health will begin to go up dramatically. Okay? So the Credzy app has a large and diverse set of tools to help you accomplish this. There are debt reduction and payoff tools like the Cash Flow Accelerator. We have an education hub with smaller pieces of video content to help you acquire targeted information, along with more exhaustive guides that will teach you everything there is to know about an entire section of the credit space. The Credzy Partner Portal gives you the ability to organize your entire financial life by building a group of experts to assist you with whatever you need, whether that's health insurance or mortgages and real estate or financial planning and investment. Having a strong team behind you makes all the difference, and Credzy gives you the resources you need to build that team and stay connected with them at the click of a button. Now, during your journey towards taking back control of your life, you might find yourself in need of targeted help with a specific problem. Credzy has a selection of ancillary products to assist you should you find yourself in need of such help. These include, but are not limited to, access to tools for reporting your rent or restructuring student loan debt. If you need help with anything credit related, you're going to find it in the Credzy app. Now let's talk about the 3 C's of credit. The Credzy dashboard is built around the concept of the 3 C's because the 3 C's are the standard used by lenders to accept or deny an application of credit. So this is how a lender will look at your profile, and we want you looking at it the exact same way. There's a common perception that credit is all about your credit score, but this is not the case. There are actually 3 pillars to a great credit profile, and we're going to go over each one of them to clarify for you exactly what you need to do to develop that powerful, robust profile that you need to qualify for the loan that you want. Those pillars are referred to as the 3 C's of credit, and we're going to cover each one of them briefly right now. So the first of the 3 C's is character. This is the pillar that the FICO score attempts to measure. When a lender looks at your credit score, they are hoping to get a reading on how good you are about making payments on your loans. This is both a function of how conscientious you appear to be and also simply your ability to make the payments that you've agreed to make. Lenders think of this as your risk factor. The scale used by the credit score runs from 350 on the low end to 850 on the high end. A good score is typically considered to be over 700, with 800 being exceptional. Any score less than 600 is poor, and you will generally struggle to qualify for most offers of credit if you are in this range. It's quite unusual to have a score less than 500, though it is possible. Most of the customers who are coming to CIG for help fall into that 500 range, and it's likely that that's where you are as well. It's important to remember that your score does not define who you are, regardless of how often you hear people say things to the contrary. Your credit score is simply a number. That number can be changed by changing your behavior. It's very simple and very easy to do, and we're going to show you how to do it. Okay, next we have capacity. Capacity refers to your cash flow. In fact, the 2 terms can be basically used interchangeably. For most people, this means income from your job with one twist. It's the income you have left after you pay for all of your liabilities. This means your car, your rent or mortgage, your credit cards, and all other debt-related expense. Capacity is similar to debt to income, but it's just expressed in a different way. So keep in mind that the better your debt to income ratio, the higher your capacity will be. We want that DTI to be low, and we want your capacity to be high. Now, the last C is capital. At the end of the day, the 3 C's of credit are simply a tool used by potential lenders to determine both how willing and how able a potential borrower like yourself might be to pay a loan back. It's for this reason that it's important to understand how much wealth that borrower has before greenlighting a loan. We call this pillar capital because it's the money or assets that a borrower has available to help make debt payments in the event that their cash flow becomes inadequate to meet their obligations. That's a long-winded way of saying what happens if you lose your job, if you get injured or sick and can't work, or anything else that might somehow disrupt your normal cash flow. What money or assets do you have in reserve to help you continue to pay your mortgage payment? So think 401k, stocks, bonds, savings accounts, etc. But this one can get a little bit weird. Institutions will look at property, as in bare land, or strange things like jewelry or artwork, even a really nice grand piano, for example. Anything that could be exchanged for money in the event that your cash flow is disrupted and help you make that mortgage payment. Building these assets and accumulating things that appreciate in value can really help with your ability to qualify for a loan. So we teach you about that, and then we teach you how to do it. Now, the CIG and Credzy partnership is one of the most powerful in the entire financial services space. Credzy is a new platform, so the service continues to grow and scale rapidly, with new features and content being added on a regular basis. Don't sleep on the value of this app. You're absolutely going to love it. Now let's talk about how the CIG product works. And we're going to begin by talking about the credit specialist. When you become a CIG member, you'll have a dedicated credit specialist assigned to your account. Think of them as your guide on your journey to great credit. The first and most important job of your specialist is to create your map and lay out the game plan for each step that you need to take. Your specialist will play a role in helping you understand and take advantage of all the ancillary tools that are available within the CIG suite of products and network partners. The Credzy tools are an important part of that. So if you run into any issues or have any questions regarding the setup of your Credzy account, your specialist can help you with that and walk you through it. Getting your 3Cs set up is one of the most critical parts of the process. So if you need help there, for example, that's something your specialist can really help you with. The specialist is only available to speak with by appointment, but you can text and email them as much as you like. If you do need to schedule a time to speak with them, you can call the customer care number and one of our representatives will help you schedule a call. The specialist is a central part of the value of the CIG membership, and our people are passionate about helping customers achieve their goals and their dreams. It's what they do all day, every day, and they'll be so excited to help you accomplish your vision for the future. I'm excited for you to get the chance to work with them. They're a really incredible team and people. Okay, now let's talk about the map. When you become a CIG member, your credit specialist will schedule a call with you to review your reports and create a detailed plan of attack to remove negative items from your history, as well as to build newer, more positive elements inside your credit profile. We call this plan the map. The map is quite simply the master plan for how we're going to build your future by improving your credit worthiness. Everything begins and ends with the map, so it's important you understand it. Once the map is built, your credit specialist and their team will go to work executing the plan. You will see and hear a lot about the map during your time with CIG, so keep a close eye on your text messages and your email correspondence. Anytime you see an email titled Map Step, you want to jump in, open it up, and read it, and then respond if necessary as quickly as you possibly can. The map is how you'll accomplish your credit goals as quickly and efficiently as possible. So following it and doing all the steps outlined within it is crucial to accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to get done. Okay, now let's talk about things to know about your product. So the first thing is just how to contact us. All of our contact information is available on our website at www.creditinnovationgroup.com. That's our name all the way spelled out, www.creditinnovationgroup.com. But if you're the type that likes to write things down, I'm going to cover it briefly here. So if you need to reach us, or our business hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you're the type of person that struggles with time zones and remembering which is which, just think Denver time. That's when our team is available on the phones to help you. Now, our customer care number is 877-226-9442. That's 877-226-9442. This is the number to call to get answers if you have frequently asked questions or to schedule an appointment with your credit specialist. Another way that you can reach out is through emailing us at cs@creditinnovationgroup.com. That's the same URL, cs@creditinnovationgroup.com. Now, our goal is to be available to you through as many channels as possible to make it as convenient as we possibly can to use the service. Now, you can access your information in one of two ways. The first way is through the Credzy app on your phone or your tablet. All relevant information is available there. But we also have an online portal where you can view your map, your credit score, your specialist information, and other services that come with the membership. You can log into your portal through the login screen pictured here. Now, your specialist information can be found once you log in through the screen that you're seeing here. This is your online dashboard. The specialist information will be in the upper right-hand corner all you need to do is hover over the CIG logo and it will pop up. Remember, your membership comes with identity theft protection and credit monitoring alerts, which are found in the menu tab, along with your profile information and your terms and agreements. Another great feature of Credzy and the CIG portal is our Refer a Friend program. On the CIG portal, this will be on the CIG portal, this will be on your homepage, and on your Credzy app, you will find this in your personal account information. This is where you'll find your referral code for sharing our program with your friends and family. The referral program is an awesome way to help others, and it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You just copy the code, share it on any platform, and have your friend or family member use that code when they sign up. Let's pass on good credit and help people in the process. You'll also receive a small commission check for every person that you refer to CIG or to Credzy through a check that you get in the mail. So keep an eye out for that. All right. Now, credit repair journeys are often different for everyone. Most of the time, the actions that you take are the biggest factor that determine how quickly you'll get where you want to go. We've had people get into homes in under 3 months, and we've had people take over a year. But just to give you an idea of how long this can take, if you follow your map, let's review some numbers. The average starting score of people who join CIG is 581. That's the average FICO score for someone that signs up to the product. Now, for that average customer, it typically takes 4.3 disputes for their scores to reach 640 or above. Why 640, you ask? 640 is the minimum score for most lenders to underwrite an FHA loan, which is what the vast majority of our customers are applying for, is an FHA loan. So in order to qualify for an FHA loan, you have to have a score of 640. Well, if you have a score of 581, which is the average CIG customer, how long is it going to take you to get to 640? On average, that's about 4 disputes. Now, the bureaus have 30 days to respond to a dispute, which means 4 disputes takes 4 months to do. So the average person who comes in with an average score and has a goal target score of 640, that person takes about 4 to 4.5 months on average to get where they're trying to go. Now, these are just averages. So you in particular are going to have your own journey, your own challenges, your own timeline, and that's going to vary widely. But this will give you a framework to understand what the typical customer might experience. Now, next I want to take a second to just go over a few examples of customers who have come to us, right? You can see here on the screen, we have an example customer, and we have a trend line over the course of 4 months. Now, this person ultimately reached a median score of 728. That's how lenders look at your score. You have 3 scores, and the middle score is the one that they use. So this customer's middle score is 728. Now, they came to us with a score in the low 500s and ultimately improved their FICO score by about 200 points. But you can see here that they made a jump in the 4th month. The first 3 months were relatively flat, and they experienced a massive jump in the 4th month. Okay, now we have another customer like this. Now we have another customer who saw a similar experience. This person's median score was 716, and that 4th dispute is the one where they saw the explosive growth. You never know what you're going to get, but this is an example of real customers and what their individual experiences were like. Okay, now we have one that was different on all 3 bureaus. You can see this person's score is in the 750 range. So those are 3 examples of customers that had great success with the CIG product, and that ultimately achieved their target goal and went on to apply for mortgages. Now let's talk about payments. Now, if your payment does not go through, if your payment is somehow disrupted, then that can disrupt your service. And coming off the conversation that we just had about timelines, the most common thing that disrupts our customers' timelines is disrupted payments. So why does that happen? The reason why it happens is two major causes. The first one is that the payment method that you gave us expired. So everybody's familiar with this. You give us a credit card, the card has an expiration date. We pass the expiration date, we go to charge the card, it's no longer valid, and it doesn't work. You have a new card in the mail, and we need to update the information on the card. The second most common thing is a form of payment was given to us that is not your primary form of payment. So maybe you have 3 or 4 different cards, and you have one main card that you use to pay your bills, but you gave us one of the other cards because you weren't sure at the time how you felt about the service. Well, if that card is not available or does not have funds available when we go to charge it, then the payment fails, and then we have to deactivate your account until we receive payment. The most important thing is that we have the proper form of payment on file, and that everything is up to date, so that when we go to run your card, the payment doesn't fail and we don't have to deactivate your account, because it takes time to reactivate it, it takes time to get a hold of you, and then it takes time to update your information. So the best case scenario is you give us the right form of payment, you make sure that it's up to date, and we don't ever have to worry about that. This is really important because I cannot tell you the number of customers that we have who experience payment failure at some point during their time with us. And so keeping that information up to date is vital to keeping your timeline on track and as timely as possible. Okay, now let's talk about the online community. Now, most of you should have received a text and an email with your official invite to our Facebook group called the Credit Group. Now, this group was created in the hopes of bringing people together to share their stories, to ask questions about credit, and to create a sense of community for those of us who have encountered credit challenges. If you haven't already, please join us so that we can share this journey together, as this is another amazing opportunity for you to learn more, share more, and know that you're not traveling the path alone. All right, I want to finish up here by going over some real world examples of CIG customers who have had massive success with this product. We work with people like you every single day, all day, to help them achieve their goals. Most of them are looking to buy a home, whether it's in the immediate future or maybe a year or two down the road. So becoming a homeowner is a rite of passage that every American just about dreams of. And if you have credit challenges, if you have poor credit, if you've made mistakes on with your credit history in the past, then that can seem like an insurmountable obstacle. But at CIG, we help people overcome that obstacle every single day. And people who come to us with credit scores in the low 500s, 500, 520 credit score, and they don't have the cash flow that they need, they don't have any capital to speak of, and they feel like they're a mile away from ever qualifying for a mortgage. We walk those people through our product, and we get them set up so that they can walk into a mortgage lender's office, throw down an application on their desk, and get signed off right there on the spot. And we have seen hundreds and hundreds of our customers go through that process and successfully purchase a house. And so the people that you see on this screen, these are real people. This is you. And these are real houses. This is not something that we pulled off the internet. This is not generic content. These are photos that were sent to us from our customers who have achieved the goal and dream of buying a home. And we just want you to know that no matter how hopeless you feel, no matter how insurmountable the task, you can do it and we can help you. And these are examples in front of you of real people who felt the same way, who felt completely overwhelmed and outmatched by this problem. and who ultimately conquered that and achieved the goal of buying a home.